Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to my respected lecturer and my fellow friends. Today we are from Group 5 are choosing Material Resource Planning MRP and Enterprise Resource Planning RP as our modern business environment to assist management ecosystem in Prabu Sanjaya Sdn Bhd PNSB. My name is Ahmad Aini Azizi, together working with the group members Muhammad Daniel bin Wisan and Nona Jumudia bin Amir Hassan. First, let's look at the current problem of PNSB. The first problem is PNSB customers are shifting their buying preferences to the newer competitor, which is IKEA store. The second problem is currently the company implementing the traditional manufacturing principles that focuses on producing a certain set number of furniture each period and holding an amount of finished products. The one is current production is driven by the sex forecast which is not suitable for the company. The last problem is Ashraf, who is the owner of the NSP, never concerned on the cost planning and cost control of the production. Therefore, it is suggested for the management to adopt MRP and ERP system. Next, let's move to the definition of MRP and ERP. MRP is a software solution that helps manufacturers calculate more precisely what materials they require at what time and in what quantities. MRP gives us the ability to compare forecasts with actual data, analyze performance, and improve processes to achieve better efficiency. ERP is a process used by the companies to manage and integrate the important parts of the business. Many ERP software applications are important to companies because they help them implement resource planning by integrating all the processes needed to run their companies with a single system. An ERP software system can also integrate planning, purchasing, inventory, sales, marketing, finance, human resources, and more. Next is the introduction of ARP. An MRP system accelerates the manufacturing production process by determining what raw materials, components, and sub-assemblies are needed, and when to assemble the finished goods based on demand and bill of materials (BOM). It does this by asking three main questions: what is needed, how much is needed, and when is it needed by. MRP gives business visibility into the inventory requirements needs to meet demand, helping the business optimize inventory levels and production schedules. Without this insight, company has limited visibility and responsiveness. There are four major steps and processes in the MRP. The first one is identifying requirements to meet demand. The second one is checking inventory and allocating resources. The third one is scheduling productions, and the last one is identifying issues and making recommendations. Next is the introduction of ERP. Enterprise Resource Planning (ERP) software systems are used by companies to oversee, customize, and automate time-consuming daily activities of the business operation. ERPs use a common database to streamline the company needs instead of multiple standalone systems to organize business processes. This means that all users from the admin staff to the CEO can create, store, and use the same data derived through common processes. There are three examples of largest companies using the ERP, such as Amazon, Starbucks, and Toyota.
Now we move on to the characteristic of MRP and ARP. MRP consists of three features, which is demand forecasting, purchase planning, and production scheduling. First is demand forecasting. Demand planning and forecasting play a significant role in MRP since the process use demand, either real or projected, to establish the kinds and amount of material needed for manufacturing. To avoid potential inventory problems such as creating too many or too few items within the appropriate time frame, it is essential to accurately estimate demand. You will able to decrease the cost of keeping inventory on hand and promptly complete order as a result. Next is purchase planning. Giving your purchasing department a better understanding of what is required to finish a work, whether it has been ordered or is being forecast, is one of the MRP's main objectives. You may make sure you have enough material on hand by making a list of all material you will need, along with the quantities that are needed. Manufacturers should look into MRP software with this feature because purchase planning is a crucial part of planning and scheduling. And the last is production scheduling. In this stage, you will examine how long it will take to finish your production order as well as how many resources and workers you will need. Determine production timeline and lead time so that you may buy your supplies and receive them in time for production by using production scheduling software that can create finite schedule. Now for ERP features. So there is 4 features of ERP which are enterprise-wide integration, real-time or near real-time operation, common database, and last one is consistent look and feel. So the first one is enterprise-wide integration. Department and business units work together to integrate business process from beginning to end. For instance, a new order instantly runs a credit check, inquires about product availability, and modifies the distribution timetable. The invoice is sent following shipment of the order. The second one is real-time or near real-time operation. Since the foregoing procedure are carried out shortly after receiving an order, any issue are promptly discovered and can be fixed. And the third one is a common database. So by the common database is by employing the same definition across all departments, data may be produced once for an entire organization using a common database. To enhance the performance, certain ERP systems separate the physical database. And the last one, which is consistent look and feel. So by this one is early ERP companies understood that software with an uniform user interface lower training costs and look more professional. So common look and feel may be forgone in favor of speed to market, which another piece of software is bought by an ERP company. Most ERP providers bring back the uniform user interface as new release hit the market. So this one is objective and implementation of ERP. Objective of MRP is there are 3 main goals that are software aim to achieve the MRP inventory management system, which are to make sure that supplies of raw materials are easily accessible for manufacturing and goods are easily accessible for consumer distribution. To maintain the lowest stock level of completed product and raw materials, and to arrange manufacturing, delivering, and purchasing tasks. Even though the goals seem straightforward, business would be much less productive without MRP inventory system. Objective of ERP is one of the main goals of ERP is to have a real-time information about the company area strategy. In order to integrate data and real-time information, an ERP software package, which consists of a variety of software modules, is used. It aids in improved resources planning and management in accordance with business needs. So implementation of MRP is utilizing a computer-based system is necessary for the material requirement planning MRP, which help you make a better scheduling decision and order the component element of your finished product. This component may include things like raw material or other component required for manufacturing. Due to the fluctuating demand for the finished product, MRP is helpful in ensuring that necessary supplies are readily available. MRP system that are adaptable to any production process. Making a basic MRP system can assist determine how much is required and when after the finished product and all of its components have been identified. So now we move on to implementation of ERP. So there are 8 essential steps that I need to take for a successful ERP implementation, which are identify your goals and the objective. Second one is choose a project manager to ease the implementation process. The third one is find the right ERP software for your needs. Next is data migration, configure the system, test the system, train employees, and lastly, start coordinating all the activities and resources effectively streamlining the business operation. So now we move on to the advantage and disadvantage of MRP. So advantage of MRP is assurance that required to supplier and component will be available, reduce inventory level and related costs, improve inventory control, shorter lead times for customer, increase manufacturing effectiveness, increase output from labor, and lastly, a rise in general customer satisfaction. For the disadvantage of MRP is high reliance on accuracy of the input data. Implementing MRP system can sometimes be challenging and expensive. Inflexibility with relation to the production timetable, and lastly, introduce the risk of keeping more inventory than is necessary. Now we move to the advantage and disadvantage of ERP. There is 4 advantage of ERP and also there is 4 disadvantage of ERP. So the advantage of ERP is, the first one is improve workflow. The second one is more effective financial planning. The third one is enhance data accessibility and security. And the last one is enhancing communication. So for the disadvantage of ERP is, the first one, implementing software slowly. The second one, expensive to begin and to maintain. The third one is slow data transfer, and lastly, it is too complicated. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello to my lecturer and my fellow friends. My name is Muhammad Daniel bin Norisan. I'm going to continue with the recommendation to implement the MRP and ERP. So the first one is avoid multitasking. Set a limited number of main project goals that could be closely related to the business operations and problems you try to solve. Stop wasting time and energy on tasks that may look pleasant but have little impact. Goals should relate to the business rather than automation itself. And the second one is allocate enough resources. Allocate resources accordingly and set the project manager for the implementation process with enough time resources, as well as with experience in ERP or MRP software. The implementation project team should consist of the heads of all departments that would use the system. And the third one is users required training. Every person interacting with the ERP software should be conscious of their actions. The earliest one or two trained users typically teach others. Software vendor training would be another option. And the next one is customization is not the only way. In the best case scenario, you must adapt or customize. Customization might appear to be the simplest solution, but in reality, practice adapting your business processes would be effective and ultimately produce better results. And finally, the last one, keep future users informed about goals and project schedule. Ensure that all the users that will be interacting with the ERP system are aware of the goals and schedules for the implementation. It means that there should be a general meeting held at the beginning of implementation with periodic communication to follow. As for conclusion, MRP and ERP software systems are closely linked. However, each will provide you with various levels of performance and functionality, and they differ in the range of services that they provide. Both ERPs and MRPs offer excellent manufacturing functionality. MRPs are primarily focused on manufacturing processes, while ERPs offer a wider range of solutions, including accounting, project management, business intelligence, sales, and customer relationships management. Thank you.